9.1 months supply of new homes. Folks, I kind of feel it is my duty to take accurate information, accurate statistical data that the crash bros and doomers are putting out there and give you the facts behind the statistics. So we are just going to jump into this one. I have seen dozens of people in the last 48 hours blow up my feed telling me I'm wrong because we have 9.1 months of supply of new homes. Of course, this goes out to the king of all crash bros. It is his chart that is most often sent to me. So we're going to go behind the details. We're going to give you the ability to logically break this statistically correct but completely irrelevant information. Here we go. So in the new home construction market, when you see them talk about supply, they actually have 3 subcategories. Now, of course, the doomers and the crash bros won't tell you this because their argument falls apart. So let's break down the facts in the details. So what are the 3 categories? 1, completed. Now, if you look at the doomers charts who are simply lying to you, you would think we have 9.1 months of supply of completed homes. You would be wrong. In fact, folks, if you look at completed homes, new homes that are ready to sell, that could be occupied today, we only have 99,000 homes or 1.9 months supply. Now, again, the doomers and crash bros are trying to freak you out and scare you and tell you there's 9.1 months supply of completed homes. They're lying. They're misleading you. They are getting paid while you do nothing. All right, that's one category. Let's talk about number 2, under construction. Folks, these are homes that are in various states of being built, which in many markets can take 3 to 6 months. There are actually 278,000 homes under construction, aka or 5.4 months. Folks, this makes complete sense. There is a long window to construct a home. I will also highlight to you that builders are really starting to slow walk these builds. These folks are in for profit, and they clearly don't want a lot of completed inventory all at once. So again, that is category number 2 that the doomers do not tell you. And then, folks, this one frankly should piss you off. This should make you mad. This should have you call out the doomers for what they are. Did you know that the 3rd category of this supposed 9.1 months of supply is actually homes not started? Yes, folks, in this call for 9.1 months supply, they are counting homes that have not even been started. What kind of nonsense is that? People are doing you dirty. They are scaring you with statistically correct but completely irrelevant facts. There are 104,000 homes that are counted in this 9.1 month supply that are not even started. To break that down, that boils down to 2 months of supply. So folks, there's not 9.1 months of new construction homes ready to sell. In fact, there are only 99,000 all across the United States, or 1.9 months of supply. You can't make this stuff up. It's just out there. What else do we want to talk about? Oh, there was a National Association of Home Builders survey that I thought was very interesting. Did you know? I did not know this fact. Did you know that 22% of all new construction homes are bought cash? So roughly 1 in 5 new homes are bought cash. That is actually much higher than I would have guessed. But yes, folks, 1 in 5 homes are bought cash. Good news, folks. if you liked the opening episode of Buying Vegas, episode 1, which dropped, I guess, last Saturday, episode 2 is going to come out this Friday at 6 p.m. We're going to try something different. The last one went out at 6 a.m. Saturday. This one is going to drop 6 p.m. Pacific on Friday. So Buying Vegas episode 2 is already loaded. It is already scheduled. So you can look at that now, or it will be available to you on Friday. Let's talk about some other very interesting data. I want to shout out Chris, a loyal follower. In the last couple of days, folks, you've heard me really implore you to understand your market, your buy box, because again, all of these national numbers mean nothing to your investing strategy. And I've tried to highlight for you the bifurcated housing market above and below the median. They are not acting the same, and a lot of people are misleading you. So Chris, his market is Lynchburg. Again, this is his data. He sent it to me. If you're in Lynchburg, you can check this out and tell me how accurate it is. I'm sure it's accurate. The median home price in Lynchburg is roughly $275,000. Would it shock you that 1/3 of the active listings are below the median? That means 2/3 are above the median. So, as we have heard from many of folks here lately, the real estate market is slowing down. We have also heard from Altos Research that price reductions are at record levels. Well, guess what, folks? I told you this a year ago, 2 years ago, and it's happening right now. We are seeing a market that is heavily skewed to above the median. Now, what is happening? The folks that have to sell above the median, they are cutting their prices. Some of them are cutting their prices 6 figures. But when that stuff transacts, it is still above the median. And the fact that we have very limited availability below the median means the median home price gets yanked higher. So yes, folks, you can have falling transactions and a rising median home price, as I have tried to share with you for a year and a half. It seems to be happening right now in mass. What else do we got? We got refi demand down 2% week on week, down 28% year on year. You do have purchase applications up 1%. These are mortgage up 1%, but down 13% year on year. According to Mortgage Brokers Association, looks like FHA and VA mortgages are picking up steam. Don't know if you watch the Uneducated Economist. He is someone that I watch, someone who's been on the channel multiple times. He put out a video yesterday talking about lumber crashing. Lumber crashing. What is going on? Well, folks, I think it is multifaceted and actually is going to be part of the cause for the recession, which again I have called will start June or July of 2024. Lumber crashing means builders are not building, frankly. Now, I think there are multiple components when you think about lumber. I think the largest consumer of lumber in mass, this is my opinion, Simon is the expert. I'll ask him later today. A lot of the multifamily construction has simply stopped, right? They're finishing up what they have. No new multifamily. We have too much inventory. That lumber consumption that's gone on the last 2 years, not happening. That is going to be a big demand drop. Second, single family homes. We just talked about single family homes earlier. Builders are really starting to slow down. But also remember, like we've talked about since Silicon Valley Bank blew up over a year ago, what we are seeing is the big builders are still building. The little guys, the infill, are not. Again, less demand for lumber. And then I want you not to forget about the owner-occupied. We saw a lot of people build decks and fences and additions and things of that nature. That is also clearly not happening. So all of this is to say is that real estate will not be a contributor to GDP. It will actually be negative, in my opinion. It will be a draw on GDP going forward. Folks, I want to let you know we got Henry Washington rescheduled. Folks, in school, we were supposed to talk tomorrow. His schedule got messed up. So he is coming to school 9 a.m. Pacific on Tuesday. So you will have your opportunity to speak with the one and only Henry Washington. I want to let you know that, of course, you have the one and only Lance Lambert tomorrow, I think at 10 a.m. This is the time to dig into your buy box, see what is going on in your area. You really get a feel for all the amazing data that Lance has at his fingertips. I look forward to that a lot. We have had a couple of layoff announcements. I don't know if you saw this, but it looks like UiPath announced a 10% job cut, which equals 420 jobs. Also, Intuit looks like they're going to be laying off 1,800 jobs, about 10% of their workforce. So again, layoffs are not done as folks right size. I don't know if you saw this, but shout out to the folks in Canada. Canada's rent rose 7% last month. Yes, June of 24, it looks like rent went up 7% to $2,185. Why is this? I don't know if you guys have looked at this. I know a lot of you are talking about U.S. affordability. Let me just say Canada is worse. Canada is significantly worse than the United States on an affordability scale. If you don't believe me, go look it up. On top of that, I don't know if you know this, but Canada's debt structure usually has 5-year arms. What does that mean? That means if you bought in 2020 at maybe a 2% mortgage, you're on the cusp of a reset, and it will not reset at 2%. So there's a lot of stuff going on in Canada because of the mortgage market, because of their lending market. There is an affordability crisis. So it looks like demand for rentals is apparently pretty strong with a 7% increase. Again, folks, the other thing I've gotten recently, again, from all the doomers who attack me, and yes, I take plenty of arrows almost daily. I got a chart again from the king of doomers. Man, this guy's, he never disappoints. Apparently, we are at a high since 2018 for price cuts. How can that be? Again, folks, remember the bifurcated market. Draw a line in your market called the median. As we saw in, I think it was Lynchburg. Yep, Lynchburg. 1/3 of the listings are below the median. You're probably not seeing a lot of price cuts there. The median and above, 2x the median, you are seeing price cuts. And again, remember, if you take a price cut on a luxury home and it transacts, it could pull the median home price higher. Folks, I believe what we are seeing in the market today, and we will continue to see for the next 6 months. Actually, you know what? Let me tell you this. I was asked yesterday. Who asked me this? It might have been Beth. Beth asked me if I thought sometime during the next 6 months, we might break the cycle low for existing home sales. If you guys don't remember, the cycle low currently is 3.88 million. Was the annualized existing home sales. I'm going to come out right now, make another crazy call that we break that. I think we go below that. I think this next 6 months will be the slowest transaction period of any time in my last 22 years of investing in buying rental properties. Again, some of you hear that and get afraid. If you're on my channel, I hope you hear that and smile. Why? Because it will never be easier to do the work, to write offers, and get creative. To that point, you and I should congratulate Cody. Cody closed a package of 4 duplexes. 4 duplexes. What makes these 4 duplexes interesting? He bought it as a package from one seller. He was able to negotiate seller financing. He was able to negotiate a low down payment, 10%. And he was able to negotiate 4% 30-year money. It's possible. If you believe it's possible, if you do the work, you take your shots, follow up. Again, a lot of people try to make this sound easy. Like seller financing deals are everywhere. They're not. You got to take a shot. You got to have conversations. You just got to do the work. I don't know what else to tell you. I will also argue the other thing you have to do is you have to believe it's possible. Too many of you give up without even trying. If you give up without even trying, you're soft. You're soft. If you're giving up without even trying, that's on you. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. If you're not even trying and you're just sitting there in your little pity party, I can't do anything for you. Never said this was easy. I never even said you'd get a deal. What I did say is you did the work, you had a buy box, you had daily discipline, you took your shots, you might get a great deal. I think the next 6 months will reward people that do the work. And once again, the people that don't, the people that wait, they will be kicking themselves a year from now when they say something like, I would have, I should have, I could have. Folks, if you want paint by numbers, if you want to understand how to get a buy box, how to do it step by step, buy the course, How to Get Started One Rental at a Time. It is only $3.99. I will give you the Vegas replay, which is a $200 value as a thank you gift. If you want to get in an amazing community that almost has 200, I actually think 200 is the magic number. I think as of this morning, we are at 185 students. I think if we get 15 more of you that are watching right now to join, we will get to 200 students in school. And that's when the community will really start picking up steam. You guys will start networking. You'll go to accountability groups. You'll be putting up deals. It will just become the place where you're around folks. And remember, folks, one of my mistakes from the first 5 years is I tried to do it alone. I tried to be a cowboy. Can't do that in real estate. It's hard. It's hard. The first 5 years suck. You want to be around other people in the suck so you can share your story, you can share support, you can move forward. So again, folks, if you want paint by numbers, you want to go at your own pace, buy the course. If you want to be in a school community with nearly 200 other amazing folks, join school. Take care. And again, Cody, 4 duplexes, 4% mortgage, 10% down, 30-year money. You are a rock star, Cody. I will send these out today. Later.